Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you've had a great week. Today I am going to go through a few things. Firstly, we're going to say hello and good luck to the people who are going out on placement. So this week we have Alison, Shadia, and Victoria are all starting their placement. It's only week 2 in many of the eastern states, and it's the first week back at school in Western Australia. None of them are in Western Australia. So I'm hoping you're all going to have a fabulous week. We're all here waiting to see how you go and wishing you all our best. So don't ever feel like you're on your own. You're here with us and we know you can do this. So go out there and do your very, very, very best. And we are sure you're going to do brilliantly. So don't panic and let us know how you go. And if you've got anything to forewarn us about or give us ideas on, please let us know. You're our first people out there. So congratulations and good luck. We've got a whole lot more starting next week. But Alison, Shadia, and Victoria, you're our first out. So what I've done, because we've already got people stay out on their placements, I have, you can see here, I've got the lounge room, which as you can see in mine, I'm not sure if you see it this way, it says all sections. So that means everybody from all the groups post in here, which means you get to talk to people who aren't just in your group. And so we've got our first day musings for our first people who've gone out on placement. So please post in there and let us know how your first day goes. Just click on it so you can see what's in there. So our first day on internship, that means final placement, can be super nerve-wracking or just flat out exciting. Let us know how it went. Were there any successes, surprises, or things that made you go, So if you've got any of those, please pop in there. Just let us know how you go so we know you're all on a good start. If you had some bad things or even if you ended up in tears, share it. We're all here to listen and help and get you through everything. So please don't worry. Be open, honest, vulnerable, and you can trust we're all going to be helping you. We all want to help everybody getting through this placement. We've got to work as a team. So I'll go back into this discussion so you can see what else is in here. I've also put the lounge room for the mentor teacher meetings. So if we go in here, we've had a lot of posts already. Well done, everybody. And as you can see, it's not just one group. So we've got Vicky, Deanna, Vanessa, quite a few different people in there already. Sam's in there. Deanna's in there. Deanna's having some problems because she hasn't heard from her placement teacher, your mentor teacher. So everybody get in there and support each other. I know we've all had problems. I think everybody would have been through this in at least one of their placements. A lot of teachers are overworked and they don't even check their emails for a few days at a time. So, yeah, Alex is in the same boat. So don't worry, pop your things up here and just let everybody know and you'll get advice. Now, as you can see, what I've done is when we go back over here, these are the lounge room posts. So lounge rooms are where you're all there to support yourself. I won't be in there all the time. It's more about having a place where you can chat. That's why I've made it so everybody from all the groups is able to get in there so you can all support each other together. I'll pop in and out and I'm reading them all the time. But yeah, they're mainly so that you get a chance to build that connection. I know Leanne and Liz are building a teacher group so on Facebook so that you can stay in touch and have that support network when you finish your degree. There are some people who have finished their degree in that group as well. So definitely talk to each other about that and find that Facebook group because that will really help you as well. So also up here, the other thing I've got is icebreaker activities. We had a few people suggest that they didn't know what to do when they got in there and they needed some icebreaker activities. So I've put this Padlet in here. All you have to do is click on plus and you can add your ideas or put a comment underneath one of these. I'll just make this up bigger so you can see what's in it. So in here, we've got 2 truths and a lie, an introduction roll call, and a question ball Vanessa's put up there. And Vicky's put the comment, I can put the comment. It's very easy to put a comment. You just click on here and add your comment. Then either press a little arrow or press return and it will stick. And then you can put your comments in there as well as adding your own. So you just go over to that plus sign, double click, and you can put your own post in there as well for your icebreaker ideas. These are great because these will be accessible when you get out into the classroom as well. So the more ideas that we can collect together, the better. So I'll just show you the other Padlets that are in the other activities as you go through, where I'm trying to put ways of collecting stuff. So this one's ways of including diversity. This one hasn't got anything on it yet, but if you make up some fantastic classroom displays or arrangements, or have pictures of ones that you've been in the past, pop them up here because they will give us ideas. And especially when you get out into your own classroom, having those ideas, if you start at the beginning of the year, you've got this blank classroom with just a pile of chairs and desks, and you've got to work out how you're going to make it look appealing and exciting for children. I would have a look on here because it will give you lots of ideas. So hopefully people will put some fantastic classroom displays up there. Here we've had this already started, so strategies for teaching Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children. I know a lot of you have done the Indigenous Perspectives unit, but there seem to be quite a few of you who also haven't done it. So having a look at these will help you cover those Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander focus areas that we need to cover as well, because you can cover those focus areas just by using these sort of strategies in the classroom and thinking about the perspective you're teaching from. So making sure you're including that Aboriginal perspective in there. This I found from the Queensland Department of Education, and it is really, really, really good. So I would definitely recommend going in and having a look at this one if you haven't done Indigenous Perspectives particularly, because you, as Amanda said, you can't have an NA on there, and if you've got no Aboriginal children or Torres Strait children in your class, then you need to find a way of really including those perspectives in your teaching so you can get that ticked off. So it's a good idea to have a look through here. And then as I showed you, we've got the icebreaker ideas. I'm going to keep making, so if you've got some suggestions that you're thinking you'd really like some strategies and stuff for, resources for, even now or in the future, I will continue to make these Padlets. So I've paid for the subscription, so I can make as many as I like. I don't know if any of others of you have been caught out by Padlet suddenly deciding there needed to be a subscription. But yes, so, and I'm not taking them down. So you'll be able to also post those in there. Now, this week I wanted to cover Standard 7. So we just put that one down. Move this here. And having a look. So the EITS or standards are all here. We'll go down to Standard 7 this week. I'm going to change the colour of my pen to a nice purple because it contrasts with the orange well. All right, so this is Standard 7 here. Yep. And Standard 7 is about engaging professionally with colleagues, parents, carers and the community. Now this is another one I think it's really good if you can start getting prepared. So last week we prepared Standard 6, and I know a lot of people have spoken to me about what they've been including and how they've almost got this under control. And so this week I wanted to look at 7. So 7.1 is understand and apply the key principles described in the Code of Ethics. Now, every state has a different code of ethics and conduct for the teacher profession. You need to go to the teacher registration board of your state to find all this information. So in Western Australia, you'd look up TRBWA. All of them have got different teacher registration boards. They've all got a section where they cover their codes of ethics and conduct for the teaching profession. So have a look at that so that you understand what that is. It's a good idea to download all those PDFs and have a very good look at those. And then think about how you've been applying those key principles. You would have applied them all the time. in class, I hope, when you start looking at how you're relating to other staff, how you're relating to children and parents. Think about how those apply to you and start looking around and making sure you've got some information about that. If you've been on camp, that is fantastic because it tells you, if you read the Code of Ethics and then you read the policies for camp, you'll be able to see that you have done those things and applied them, and you'll be able to fill out 7.1 straight away. Understand the relevant legislative and administrative and organisational policies required for teachers according to school stage. Once again, brilliant thing if you've run excursions or pracs. And I know a lot of you are doing that this round. And if you have done that in the past, start getting that stuff together because the organisational policies and processes required and all those forms are brilliant. If you've run incursions in the class, these are also fantastic, gives you administrative stuff. The role, have you done the role? That's another administrative thing that would be fantastic to have as evidence. Understand strategies for working effectively, sensitively, and confidentially with parents and carers. We had a bit of a discussion on the board in one of the groups this week about how some people were allowed in on meetings with parents and some people weren't. If you're not allowed in on the meetings with the parents, it's a good idea to talk, if you can, talk to the teacher about how they went about conducting it and everything else for dealing with the parents. Did they have particular strategies? Did they have particular processes or forms that they needed to fill in? It says there, understand. Now, that means you don't need to do it because you may not be allowed to do it at this stage, but it means, I wish I wouldn't do that, it means that you need to show an understanding. So if you've spoken to the teacher about this and taken notes and memos about the strategies they went through and how they went through dealing with parents in a situation, those would work perfectly in that situation. So remember, it says understand, not demonstrate, because you may not be allowed to do that yet. And they understand, but you do need to understand the process that the teachers were going through. And finally, 7.4, understand the role of external professionals. Now, if you're going on a camp or an excursion, awesome, you've got that straight away. So make sure you're getting that data. If you've done that in the past, awesome. You're showing an understanding of how these external professionals can be used in the classroom. Community representatives. Now, we were talking about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. I know I've heard a few people, Leah, and I know you talked a lot about this, and they have community representatives from the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander community who are coming in, that are in their local area, to discuss the history of the area, to discuss how the foods and the soil and the stories of that area. So this is fantastic because it shows that you understand how those community representatives can be brought in to broaden teachers' professional knowledge and practice. And that, I mean, you need to show an understanding, but if you can also demonstrate that you've actually worked with external professionals and community representatives and maybe even organised one of these incursions or excursions, that would be absolutely fantastic data to have in here. So start thinking about getting 7 done this week. Last week you worked pretty hard on 6, and I know an awful lot of you did because I got so many emails about it. Well done getting onto it and being proactive. This semester is all about being proactive. So the more you can get before you get done, before you get out on placement, the easier and more organised your placement is going to be, because you'll know exactly where the gaps in your portfolio are. So you'll know what you need to fill in. So yeah, hopefully this week, really look at Standard 7, because this is another one you can get a lot done and a lot prepared. So if you know this placement, you're going out on an excursion, you can get everything lined up, all your ducks in a row, all your page set up, and then you can just stick your evidence in and stick your reflection in. Perfect. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, so that's the end of that. Finally, I'll just go back to here. This week we're looking at discussion 3, adding evidence and reflections to your portfolio. I know a lot of you have already gone ahead and done this. If you're staying with the weeks and haven't gone ahead and done everything, this is where we're up to this week. Now, the video in here is a rehash from 60015. Gives you a good idea, but the portfolio they're using is our old beautiful Mahara ePortfolios. Unfortunately, yours won't look like that because we're using Word or we're using PowerPoint. So we've got to use one or the other, okay? So choose which one you want to use, or if you've got another program you want to use, don't expect it to look like that, but you can still make yours absolutely beautiful. The other thing in here is there is a reading. So the reading does look a bit confusing when you read on it, but you click on it. But then when you try to download it, you can't download that many pages. So I've already got on to Amanda about that. And she's going to see if we can get the PDF, so we can just put the PDF. So if you're having problems with downloading that reading, don't panic. Hopefully Amanda will come up with that PDF very soon and we'll be able to read it that way. Okay, now that is about it for me for this week. I hope you are having a great week. Our 3 brave people who are out on prac this week, we all wish you all the very best. I'm looking forward to seeing, hopefully you manage to get some moment. Just quickly stick a first day musing in there. We'll all be here to support you if you do. And if anyone else has got more icebreaker activities, pop them in there. You can talk to everybody from every group, so it's not just the same people. And your mentor teacher meetings, if you want to talk about them or support other people, pop in there and do it. I'll be following everyone up this week again. If you have any questions or you're starting to panic or worry about something on your placement, please let me know and I will attempt to support you in any way I can. Have a fabulous week. Oh, and if you want inspiration, I don't know if any of you have been watching Splendor in the Grass, but Tina Arena came on stage with Matt Corby for Chains. And if you do a quick search and listen to it, oh my God, the voices, absolutely amazing. Totally inspired me before I did this video. Anyway, that might not be your cup of tea, but I thought it was awesome. Have a great week. And once again, good luck to our first people out there. And I will see you on the boards if I don't see you in my email. Okay, take care. Bye.